And the higher you go in our industry, the more it becomes about that networking and talking and that ability to talk in like a Zoom or talk in person, large crowds. It's all about that connection. It's much less about the grass at a certain point and more about those interactions. Trying to find the tripod's best spot.
It's always fun getting set up sometimes, eh?
Oh, hell yeah. It's DIY as hell. This is $10, the entire thing.
That's awesome. So what's going on, Richard? Good day for you?
Oh yeah, pretty good day. Standard Friday in summertime, mowed approaches, watered hot spots, made sure the greens were tidy, got the hell out of there.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Busy weekend ahead kind of thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's Father's Day, and then next week is our premier member guest.
Okay.
So it's like back to back.
Nonstop. Mike, what's going on, brother?
Mike.
What's going on? How we doing?
Not too bad. Are you
Glad to
live from
jump
the golf
aboard.
course right now?
I am live on site, perched up on the par 3 fifth tee box here with Piglet.
Oh my gosh, that's perfect. Doing a podcast from a tee box.
I got the fourth green right behind me there. I recently went out with a heavy inch of seed to some crystal blue links, so I just keep popping those birds on every so often, you know.
Oh yeah, you got to keep it moist. Got to baby those
Yep,
things.
yep. Yeah, I figured what better place to stage up than out here on Green Harbor, dude. Talking to, you know, been a long time fan, so it's good to be on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, before you guys jumped on, I did a little intro just talking about this is episode number 99. So we're leading into 100. We had some messages sent in and stuff like that. And one thing we talked about was, getting some more fans and people from all over the industry on the show. And you guys are two people that certainly engage with us quite a bit and, ask questions and help the show move. So it's so cool to have you guys on today. I also have to apologize. Brian messaged earlier, he's not able to make the show, which never happens to us. We're usually always together. So like it's one of
Yep.
those things that kind of worked out funny this way. We still have three people on the show.
What's he down there with McCormick in the gang? Is he still
Yeah.
on site?
Yeah, he's been there
Okay.
nonstop. So I like I haven't really gotten much from him, one word answers and stuff all week. So seems like he's pretty busy.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
he's in it.
Hey, that's a worthy dismissal, I'd say.
Yeah, yeah. I just wanted to ask him about the wolf. And we've been getting so many people asking about the wolf standing beside Mike. Do you guys have any idea what's going on with that?
I have no idea. No idea.
Yeah.
Just as confused as
My,
everybody else.
my guess is probably just the leader of the pack. You know what I'm saying? Kind of that's like his presence, getting the team all riled up.
Yeah, yeah, it could
You know
be.
what I mean?
Yeah, pack mentality, kind of the lead,
I like it.
the legs feed the wolves kind of thing. He said he wants to come back on after the craziness of the U.S. Open, so we'll definitely have to ask him about that amongst other things. It's been. Have you guys been watching the coverage and stuff?
A little bit.
I'm
A little bit at lunch.
yeah, I'm slacking myself, but I try to do the YouTube stuff at night. You know, when I get home.
Yeah, yeah, kind of catch up, get all the highlights. It's been crazy seeing all
Yep.
of the coverage, all the videos of the guys mowing the rough and the banks and everything. Like it's just, the coverage is crazy
Oh
this
yeah.
year.
Rotary Awards for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that's been fun to see. Richard, we kind of started talking earlier about what you guys were working on. Why don't you tell us about getting into the industry? I know you had a little bit of a long career doing something different, so tell us about that and then getting into turf.
So yeah, I spent 20 years in culinary before I got into the turf industry. So I started out my first restaurant job 1998, washing dishes in a tiny little town called Atlantic Highlands in New Jersey. And I followed that career all the way through, made it all the way up to chef. Uh, Met a girl, decided I'd probably like to hang out with her more than I'd like to hang out in the restaurant. So started looking for different careers. Her dad had a landscape business, so I joined up with him, kind of really learned the ins and outs. And then I think if it was like LinkedIn or one of those job boards, I found a post for a little community 18-holer called Westlake in Jackson. I went down there and I was like, I'd like to give this a shot because I knew landscape was cool and all, but I felt like there was more out there that I could do and try. especially since it's really all the same stuff. I mean, like mowing is mowing is mowing. At the end of the day, as long as you're paying attention to what you're doing and good at it, it's the same. So I really took to that and made a jump after my first season to a course called Manasquan River, which was super close to my house. It was a top 25 in New Jersey. Awesome superintendent Matt Morrow uh, showed me the ropes, had two great assistants there that kind of showed me everything that I needed to do. I started up at Rutgers. This is back when we were in like COVID times, things were online. So I finished my first semester. I do my internship at Manasquan, and I'm kind of looking around because we know, my wife and I now are like, you know what, New Jersey might not be for us forever. Let's travel with this industry because that's something that you can do. So I'm looking at job postings all over the place, and I found one for this course in Cape Cod that I had never heard of before called Woods Hole. And I'm like, everything that's on here is exactly what I want to do. Like, they've got a master plan project coming up. They've got, you know, the benefits that everybody is looking for in this industry, you know, an awesome pay, everything like that. This is something we can feasibly do once I finish that second semester at Rutgers. And she was like, well, why don't you just apply? And I was like, all right, cool. I send off an email to Ryan Walsh, the superintendent, and we get to talking. We do like a online interview. He's like, I really like it. If you could come up, that would be great. I was like, well, I have to finish my internship if I can come up in the fall. And he was like, kind of looking for somebody right now. This is like Memorial Day. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, keep me in mind. I'll keep looking. I'm preparing for Rutgers anyway. So middle of summer, Ryan reaches back out and he's like, hey, if you could still make it in October, let's do it. And I was like, all right, cool. Still thinking that Rutgers was going to be online. And as I accept, Rutgers goes in person.
Oh, geez.
So the commute from Woods Hole to New Brunswick is about 5.5 hours. That is not tentable for a daily. So
Doing that.
I was like, you know what? I'm going to fully commit to Woods Hole. I loved the area. My wife and I came up, and it was the wildest thing. Like, we came up on a Friday night, had dinner at 8, looked at 3 houses. I rode the course with Ryan and did setup, and she took a couple of interviews, and we were out of town by 4 o'clock. Knew we were moving here.
Wow, just like that.
Absolutely. It's one of those like special towns that just like kind of reaches out to you. The course is immaculate. It's set up between Buzzards Bay and the Vineyard Sound. So even though it's tiny by standards, I mean, if we're like tipped out at 6,200, but there's a ton of rolling hills. There's not a lot of even ground. It's a lot of slopes, a lot of fun undulation.
You can go skiing at this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And kids do all the time in the winter. So committed there, came up, and during the project, I got my online degree through UMass. So that's the story.
That's the story.
That's why I'm
right
here.
on. That's what brought you here. That's amazing.
Yep. And now I make Instagram posts. Here we are.
Coming full circle. Well, that's really
Right.
cool. So how about you, Mike? Tell us your story about getting into the industry.
So I'm a lot different there than Richie. I don't know. Fortunately enough, like throughout my high school days, I played on the high school golf team here in Marshfield. I'm from Marshfield, Massachusetts. I kind of always knew I wanted to do something in the golf industry. My grandmother kind of brought me out on the course super young. Actually, where I'm at now at Green Harbor, I took chipping lessons probably when I was like 6 or 7 out here. So I kind of like started playing early. And then to fast forward a little bit, my first job in the golf industry was at a course called White Cliffs Country Club here in Plymouth, Massachusetts. It's kind of like a 55 up community at the time. And so I was in the bag room under a guy named Chappie down there. For people who, there's some Terrace Today people who are going to be, familiar with White Cliffs and whatnot. Chappie was a legend in the bag room down there. So I was just doing that stuff. I'd pull the carts in, detail the carts. Whatever members kept their clubs in the locker room, I'd clean them up, and it was just a nice little summer gig, dude, to get your foot in the door with the pro shop life. And the pro at the time was Rick Baptiste. He's still the pro there now. But yeah, that was my first ever gig in the golf industry. That was way back that was before I had a license. So, my grandmother and my father would drive me down there after school, and I'd get dropped off. And so, yeah, that was, trying to rewind back. That was maybe 2003, 4 at the time. So, yeah, at first I thought I wanted to, be in the pro shop side or do PGM. So anyway, I'm kind of rambling a little bit all over here timeline wise. So I get out of high school. I go to Coastal Carolina down in South Carolina for the PGM program. And long story short, I ended up talking to like superintendents more, and I was home here on an internship at Harmon Golf, which is in Rockland. And I was kind of shadowing lessons. I was in the pro shop, stuff like that. And I was real buddies with the super there, Ryan Anderson, at the time. And I would always talk to Ryan. And, anyway, long story short, I ended up liking the turf stuff better. I just liked the facility management, just, being the keeper of the property. That kind of caught my eye a little bit more, dude, than folded sweaters and selling shirts. And you know what I mean? I got back down to Coastal Carolina after that summer. And there is a school you're familiar with, Adam, called Horry Georgetown Technical College.
Oh, yeah.
And Horry Georgetown is right on it's pretty much on the campus of Coastal Carolina.
Okay.
So I fell right in that program. I ended up, going into Horry, totally switched majors. So I ended up leaving Coastal altogether and then enrolled in the golf and sports turf program at Horry Georgetown. And man, was that the right move to do. This is circa 2010, 2011 in Myrtle Beach. So, I know you got Hunter Cooper on, a few pods ago, and he kind of said it similar to what I'm going to say. It was a weird time in the industry, like 2010, 11, 12. It was kind of like fiscally, like things weren't doing that great. And, yeah, I just went down there, and it was still a great program. Don't get me wrong, but like, it was more like my professors then, they're all like retired by now. Jim Huntoon was not one of my professors, but I do connect with him on the socials and everything. A lot of my professors were like, Dr. Flanagan from Virginia Tech, Ashley Wilkinson, he was the irrigation guy, Richard McGinnis, he was like my turf management and turf business class. Doc Flanagan was all like pesticides and any like insect classes, like insect 101, as the phone falls, insect 101 and things like that. So yeah, I kind of knew I wanted to do something golf course, whether it was PGM but I lucked out and ended up finding Horry's 2-year program and did that, and that was just a great time down there, man. It got me into being able to volunteer at Champions Tour tournaments. We used to go down and do the Liberty Mutual Legends of Golf, which was at the club at Savannah Harbor. So I did that 2011, 12, and 13. Get some tournament experience under your belt. Stay with a bunch of the boys, dude. We all go down there, hit up River Street, and have a good time. Those volunteer weeks are a good time, man. Again, I was fortunate enough too, where it was always like that tournament, the Liberty Mutual, was always like over my birthday.
Oh, and, boy.
I turned
Yikes.
21, right? And you could take the ferry over from the club at Savannah Harbor. You could cross River Street and take a quick ferry to River Street, which was downtown Savannah. Dude, I turned 21, right? Me, Jay Richardson, like Brad Willis, like a bunch of the like Horry Tech boys. Dude, we were the Mole Crickets at the time. Now they're the Horry Georgetown Gators. But we were the fighting Mole Crickets when I was down there. And so I turned 21, dude. All of them used to call me Mass because I was the only kid from Massachusetts with all these like Georgia boys, South Carolina boys. And Freddie Couples ended up buying me beers for my birthday, dude.
Stop it. Stop it. That's so cool. You guys just randomly ran into him?
No, so since we had badges, we would have like agronomy badges or grounds passes, whatever. we could kind of like cut the ropes and, you know, walk around and, you know, not knocking the Champions Tour stuff, but it's a little bit smaller venue than like, it ain't what's going on in Oakmont right now. It's a little bit quieter, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But still, I mean, those are the older guys from Tour, man. Those guys, they were shooters back in the day. They're just, it's the Champions Tour, man. It's the quieter tour. But so anyway, to answer your question, we could get at the driving range like with them, you know, talk, and they knew who we were because there was only like 17 of us volunteers. Like only Horry Georgetown worked for this golf tournament.
Okay.
That was like a nice you know, at the time, Richard McGinnis, longtime superintendent in like the Long Island area. He was one of my professors. So he would let us go down there with him, and, you know, a couple other like chaperones would come down, and Lynn Childress was the superintendent of the course at the time. He would let us stay, hook us all up. And so anyway, I'm like having him sign my flag and all that. And I'm talking to the guys on the range, like Craig Stadler, Freddie, Jay Haas, and you know, one of my boys, I think Willis, or like Jay Richardson, was like, "Hey, yo, Bird turns 21 tonight." And he's like, "Seriously? Meet us over River Street later tonight, boys." And, you know, we thought he was just pulling our leg, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We'll be looking around for Freddie. Nah, man, those boys weren't playing. Those boys weren't playing.
That's amazing.
You know, we talked at River Street, Wet Willie's, whatever else was the spot down there at the time. Like, I think it was this place called Fat Tuesdays, like the slushy places. And yeah, it was just, anyway, it was just a good time. It was cool.
That's
got
awesome.
Got some volunteer experience, got a little drinking experience with some Southern boys.
Yeah, no kidding. And a couple autographs.
It was a rough morning. I was mowing collars. So it was a rough morning, but hey, you know what I mean? It pays to play.
Yeah, exactly. Big boy at night, big boy in the morning, right?
Yep. No scouts.
Yep, that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
So, Mike, you have a solid golf background, and Richard, I see the clubs behind you there. So did you have a little bit of a love for golf before getting into the turf side?
Absolutely not.
No. Okay. So
I mean, like, I went to the range and like played rounds with my dad. We had like county courses in New Jersey where I grew up. So like me and my dad, my cousins and stuff would go out and just like hack around. But I never really got like super serious until maybe 2022. So yeah, I'm still relatively new, and Mike will attest. My scorecard proves it.
Yeah. Like, honestly though, like me and Richie, and we got another couple buddies who we both nominated for him to come on the pod, but we golf with the same group, and one of them's the superintendent at Paul Harney, and the man, aka the greenskeeper.
Oh,
so we
yes,
all go out.
Greenskeeper.
We've seen Richie. We've seen him improve, like just, you know, over the months and stuff. Like he came up. I have a nice driving range here on site, like Top Tracer, like heated bays, all that stuff. So I had a little get together. When was that? In March, and you know, Richie came up and played some virtual golf, and yeah, he'll be a stick soon. Watch out, he'll be a stick. All right, yeah. He'll be fine.
As long as I keep the ball in bounds, I should be pretty good. And I'm a sneaky Texas wedge.
Oh, so, interesting. Okay, well,
yeah,
some people just make it work.
My theory on that is if I'm gonna if I'm pulling out a pitching wedge or something like that, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm either gonna hit it 10 yards or I'm absolutely gonna crush it. I'm gonna put it through that window. Why don't I use the Texas wedge, keep it low, and even if I skirt it, it's gonna slow down quicker or more eventual than, and then it's flying away, and I'm going to chase it. So
yeah, well, at least he's thinking on the golf course. That's step number one.
Yeah, chestnut checkers.
Why don't we get into how you guys met?
We met on here, man. Dude, the powers of Instagram, bro. I tell you, man. 3 Instagram pages later, you know, I'm planning on holding on to this one. But yeah, man, the powers of Instagram. Just that's one thing. Like people say with turf, dude. It's just like reach out, man. Ask a question. Hit somebody up, dude. You want to try to get on a course? Dude. Squeaky wheel don't get grease, man. If you don't ask, man, that guy don't know you want to possibly play his track. You know, you got to go out and talk to people, man. Just voice what's going on with you, your place. Like right now, man, I don't even want to show this on camera, but this is the green I lost over the winter.
Mm-hmm.
It's with crystal blue links. I'm going to fight this guy all summer, dude. So I'm going to talk to Ben Pease and send some soil samples out, and just, that's what I like about this industry, dude, and like Instagram. You can just connect with so many people, and they're willing to help, dude. Like Adam, yourself, you brought me and Richie on here. Dude, you asked me, I'm a nobody, dude, who's a super of a cheap, affordable muni in Marshfield, Massachusetts, dude. Like, I'm a $30 joint that has 70,000 rounds a year and gets beat up, but I want to dial this place in.
Yeah, and you absolutely
like,
love it. You know, you have just as much passion for what you do as a guy who's got, 100 staff and doing everything they possibly can because they have all the money in the world, It's all about the passion. It's all about enjoying what you're doing.
Yep. That actually, to segue into something that I did want to bring up, though, is the state of the game, dude, because I see it out here all the time, right? And like, you name it, dude, I've been at that type of facility. I've worked at a top 100. I've done tournaments. I've been at an unlimited budget. I've been at a nothing budget. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to dive into all the details right now. Hey, Piglet, where you been? What's going on?
That's a turf dog. She runs the course.
Oh, yeah. Searching for treats.
Golf is in such a weird state right now, dude, in my opinion, on the public sector, right? Like, I see it out here all the time. I'm a $30 track. I'm not a private facility. I have 70,000 rounds a year. I'm open all year, no temporary greens. And like, I feel like the expectations of properties, dude, like, people just are starting to come around. But overall, I feel like the general public's expectations of golf, dude, are way higher than they should be. Like, I have 5 guys at most with maybe a quarter of the chemical budget that people use. And like, people come out here and they're like, just the divots in the greens, or they're complaining because the greens are slow because I got to water in to see the green. Like, that is like what I want to go back to. Like, when I started playing golf, right, it was, no matter what type of facility you were going to, you showed up with your shirt tucked in, some nice golf shoes, you looked the part, and you were ready to have course etiquette, respect the game. Now it's just, this is just my 2 cents, man, from what I see out here. I know, like, every place is different. And Richie probably doesn't see most of the stuff I see at, on Woods Hole. He probably doesn't see some of this stuff, but, I'll see, kids in tank tops, maybe no golf shoes, just speaker bumping, and they have no etiquette, dude, whatsoever. Like, I want golf to go back to, like, it's a gentleman's sport. It's a respectful sport. So to respect the sport, you respect the property. And like, that's really what I want, like, for the game of golf, and like for just the industry in general. Like, just have people respect what we do. And I feel like a lot do, but man, there's so many that don't. Like, I see it out here all the time. Like, I'm trying to grow in that green behind me, and just people won't fix their ball marks. They don't know how, or they're just concerned that, they spilt their beer or whatever. Like, I just want the game to go back to, like, the game that I started many years ago. It was a respect, etiquette, and just a behavior thing. Sorry to rant, but I'm a busy public track, and I just see that stuff, man.
To segue with, like, Mike and my Instagram and stuff like that, it's a good way to show not just the average golfer, but every golfer and every person that looks in at golf from the outside, like, what it is that we really do to the turf to get it to that quality. Like, what Mike is doing to get that green fully grown in. Like, what we did at Woods Hole for a master plan project where we added 30 bunkers. Like, why do you verticut? Like, we just, to show people why we're doing the things, I think that'll kind of get them on board to the proper etiquette that we all want. I mean, I mean, definitely Mike and I are two different facilities for sure. But they're both awesome tracks. And if you get a bad lie at either one, you're going to pay for it regardless of what you're sitting on. And the thing is, a lot of people will look at the course and blame the course for the game. And you got to look at your game as much as you look out at the course. So everything with a grain of salt, you know. I got ball marks too, man. But I think that the game is strong. I think it's cool that the game is becoming more accessible to other people and people are giving it a try, even if they're hacky. They're going to learn quickly what it really means to golf, especially if you get that bug. Like if you're showing up to the range in a tank, that's one thing if it's got like a clown's mouth on the 18th hole, but that's not what we're going to do here, you know? So,
Yep.
and I mean, I just was at the range a couple weeks ago and I was wearing jeans and Nikes. Like, it's just, you got to know the spot and treat it accordingly. But I tell you what, a lot of the spots up here are nicer than people give the credit to.
Yeah, well, 100%. The game is growing so much and it's evolving. And there's people showing up to the golf course before that have never come to the golf course, that have never been shown how to act at the golf course. They never went golfing with their dad or their grandpa or whatever. They just picked it up with their buddies. They went and got clubs, and here they are, you know? So it's going to be hard to get a lot of those people to kind of buy into the old school way of it. So the game of golf is changing. And Mike, like I used to work at a private course and now I work at a public course. And you walk up to a green and you're just like, do these people not think when they showed up here today? And I don't know what it is that
Yep.
just changes the mentality for golfers that think, okay, I'm at a public course now. I can just do whatever the heck I want. That's certainly not okay, but we do want to grow the game. We want people to enjoy it. So, like Richard said, shedding more light on what we're doing on the agronomy side. We're not just cutting grass. We're 15, 20 people, or we're 5 people, and we're getting everything done. We're doing all the agronomy. We're doing all the watering. We're taking care of this course as best we can. And once more people kind of understand that, it'll go back to we all are a part of this and we're all trying to take care of the course, because it's whether you're paying $300 or $30 to play golf, you should be filling your divots and fixing your ball marks and keeping those wheels on the path.
Absolutely.
Yep. Well said. Very well said.
What would be your best memory on the golf course so far, Richard?
So, like I mentioned before, we underwent a renovation for Woods Hole's 125th anniversary. So we reshaped a couple greens, put in a bunch of bunkers, had obviously Kyle Franz, I'm burying the lead on that one, come out and just put on a show on the course. And the funny story is it wasn't Christmas Eve, but it was close. But we were still like pumping out shaping and everything like that, still had sod coming, and we had sod show up in a snowstorm.
Wow.
And we rolled it out that day on top of the snow because it's sod bottom bunker. It was going to die anyway.
Right.
But
Was that one? That one of your original posts, like one of your first couple of big posts?
it might have been one of my first. I started the page in March, so that might have been, if not one of the first things I posted out. But there's like pictures of me doing snow angels in the bunkers because they're like so full of snow.
Got to get it
I
done.
mean,
We spent the money. We got to do it.
right. And Memorial Day is coming and we got a tourney and we are getting out there regardless. It's going to be sunny. Let's go. So, I mean, that's what I loved about it. It's like seeing the construction side and seeing the planning and everything like that, and seeing the vision of the shapers and everything like that. It was so cool to experience, like putting it all together. Like, even though if you think about it, it's wintertime in Cape Cod, like we're windy all the time, and now it's like 20 degrees. So,
There were some people listening that just had serious PTSD. Because as soon as I heard that first button go off, I was like, oh, he's watering.
Yep.
Dude, all I plugged in was 4-4. I've been here for about 3 years now, and like 18 months into like really starting into this like 3 to 5 year like resto, you could say. All in-house stuff. Got a lot of creeks that need addressing, like dredging soon. First off, let's access those. I got a massive tree problem out here, massive root problem. So you go step by step, baby. Just take the chisel and chip over here, chip over here, chip over here. But I'm focusing on the bullet points first. You know, I got probably 900 more trees that got to go.
Wow.
Fix this, baby. Just keep chugging away, man. First things first is the tree removal. Second thing is get the creeks, access cleaned up, get the waterways cleaned up, dredge those out. Then start getting into the nitpicky stuff.
We lost them. That's what happens when you do it out in the open like that. It's a gamble. So before we were interrupted by the watering, you were just saying.
As soon as I heard the beeps, I was like, he's calling in an airstrike, isn't it? Goodness gracious.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
So, yeah, it was cool just seeing it all come together. Like, Cape Cod in the winter is just about as crazy as it can get when it comes to weather. Like, we're windy, it's cold, it's just, if it's rainy, it's pressing rain. If it's snow, fortunately on the Cape, we don't necessarily get a lot of snow.
So you guys never really actually closed down?
No, we'll put in temporary greens in the fairways. It's funny. I don't necessarily play during the season because I'm just too busy doing that stuff, and it's for the golfers.
Mm-hmm.
So most of my rounds are like in shoulder season or like over the winter.
My apologies. Technical difficulties.
That's what
happens when you do live remotes.
Yep.
He's out in the field.
Hey, I mean, it's tough being, I hate to say, dude, I'm like kind of a one-man show at the moment, but kind of a one-man show at the moment.
You can't go home.
Well, no, I live right down the street, and I literally live right down the street. Nah, I just want to baby this guy and get this thing dialed in. I just enjoy it out here, dude. So I'm not complaining.
Yeah, tough to leave the course.
Yep.
Richard was just telling us about winter in Cape Cod.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
This was a rough one for us.
Yeah.
It's like a fun time to play out there, though, in the wintertime. I mean, like, everything's still firm and fast, but it's not because it's grown in tight. It's because it's frozen.
Right.
But you have to think about it like the course is still the course, though, regardless of the temperature.
Right.
You're still working on your game regardless of how cold you are. Yeah, you're going to have a couple less layers on in the summertime, but if you're out there grinding, like if you're out there having fun, it doesn't matter. Mike, Sean, Dan, myself, we all played the day before Thanksgiving at Woods Hole.
That was nice. That was a good day.
Our little like tradition. It was cold as hell. We played in January. We've played in February. That's the game, man. But like it, just getting out and enjoying it, getting better. Funny thing, like you never really trust a chef that doesn't taste his own food. Like,
that's right.
If I'm gonna be the best agronomist, the best greenskeeper, the best superintendent that I can be, I've got to be out there playing the course, seeing, oh, now I understand why we're trimming the fine fescue 3 times a year because this place I hit into is an absolute nightmare right now. Stuff like that, like just understanding the game from the golfer side as much of the agronomy side, which I already find super cool and stimulating because it has a lot of similarities to the culinary world. For instance, if I'm striping greens, at the end of it, you look back, that's your presented plate. It's circular, it's perfect. It has to be absolute and the way it needs to be. It's just so instantly satisfying, like it's just engaging and challenging, but a satisfying challenge. Yeah, it's annoying, and yeah, we're hot, and yeah, we're digging holes and tracking wires uphill for no reason and stuff like that. But that's the game, man. Like that's what we've got to do. That's life, and I enjoy the hell out of it every day. I have a cool job, and that's the best part.
Yeah, it's just a satisfactory thing, dude. You see instant gratification of you just beautified an area. You know what I mean? You beautify a property, dude. Like
Right. Like
that's like the most
to,
addicting part of this whole thing, really. Instant
I
gratification.
I give this example all the time when people are talking to me about like my job and stuff like that. I'm like, anytime you go to a baseball game or a football game or something like that, you're taking that selfie. You're not going like this with somebody's legs behind you. You're putting that field behind you, man. When
Mm-hmm.
you're taking the picture of you and your three friends on that first tee,
Right.
you want to make sure that fairway's behind you. That's what I do. So I got to make sure that's tight, that's perfect, that's a memory. Like I think that's from just being in the hospitality business for so long. Like everything is a hospitality when you think about it. Like I've got to have the outside look right
Big
because the wedding on Saturday is going to take pictures, and I don't want that to look like crap because then all they're going to do and all their friends are going to do is just crap on the course for no reason. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like those are small random things that like I'm thinking about as I'm mowing the 18th fairway or something like that. So I just make sure that everything is always just tight because somebody's taking a picture, somebody's looking at it and going, "Wow," you know. I never want somebody to look at it and go, "Ugh," you know.
Yeah, one of my professors used to always say, "You guys aren't going to be superintendents. You're going to be in customer service. At the end of the day, it offers you a customer, and you got to make sure they're happy. I mean, whether it's private, public, whatever, we're all in customer service. I know other people have said this on the pod before, dude. It's not managing grass, dude. You're managing people. I mean, I only got a couple people. Richie's got more than a couple people. It's networking with your little team, whether it's big, small, and at the end of the day, it's customer service and working with your little squad. That's it. You can't do this by yourself. Nobody can. I mean, right now I'm watering by myself, but that's a one guy thing. So, but in the grand scheme of things, dude, the whole property, it's with your people and it's customer service.
100%.
So I know on a couple episodes ago, agronomist Ben Pease was pleasantly surprised with the velvet push-up question, and yeah, so my boss is Manny Francis. He's kind of the GM. He's the superintendent. I'm the assistant superintendent, but he really is more in a GM role. I've kind of taken reins of the crew and the college kids and most of the decisions for the property. We still collaboratively batch up together and stuff. But anyway, about the history of the property. So that's third generation Francis. His father and his grandfather are two legends when it comes to like the New England chapter of superintendents. Manny Francis, the Manny Francis, is basically the reason behind Vesper Velvet Bent and Lake Tarleton Bluegrass. He used to kind of tinker with like grass seeding out and kind of like tinker with the seeds and see what works and what doesn't. He's basically the reason behind Vesper Velvet Bent and Lake Tarleton Bluegrass, which is two of the predominant grasses I have here on property. He also did a lot of work in the like construction and growing side of Concord Country Club, which is a nice course up here, as well as Belmont Country Club. So yeah, Manny Francis is quite the mentor to me and quite the legend when it comes to like New England turf grass, dude. You bring up Manny Francis, URI has researched velvet. So just a great family. Owned the property since 71. Built the property on top of a cranberry bog. Hence my question to Dr. Ben. So just a little shout out to that and history on my property. More of a entry level course, but dude, we got some sticks out here, man. I got a Thursday night league, the TNL league. Man, my pro shop guy Ed, that's a big money skins league, man. You could be talking a couple grand for 9 holes on Green Harbor on a Thursday night. Yeah,
That's exciting.
So, I mean, this is a nice little property, dude. We got beginners, kids out here. It's a walking only course. We'll never have carts out here. So it's a nice, easy walk. The biggest undulation I got is where we're at right now. This is my par 3 fifth. I mean, that's the biggest hill I got on property. So it's a nice, easy walk as you see the boys trotting along, all them trotting along. Just it's one of those properties in the town where it's just like it's been the harbor, dude. Everybody loves the harbor, but with busy golf comes a beat up course. So that's kind of, I'm trying to tread that line of get us maintenance Mondays, get us a Wednesday where we don't got anybody on the sheet till 10:30, 11. It's just little stuff like that. I'm trying to change the culture of this place and give us on the crew some allocated time to do some work. You always need the time to do some work, and it's nice not getting hit into.
Yeah,
But
that's huge. That's huge.
I appreciate the little shout for my my owners and my property here, and just the history behind the Francises, and just the New England Superintendent's chapter.
Yeah, absolutely. So, not to get you in trouble or anything like that, but do you see yourself working there the rest of your life, or would you like to kind of move on at some point? Do you have aspirations to do something different?
I got a weird like timeline in the industry here. I kind of had a rough little few years, about 8 years ago. So I was out of the industry for a couple of years after I left Walpole Country Club. I worked for the previous superintendent there, Mark Gagney, who now works for MGA. Good guy. He was a great mentor to me. I was just in a bad period of my life, heavily drinking, and other things were involved. Fortunately, I've well moved on from that past lifestyle. So anyway, what I was getting at with that is I was out of the industry for a little bit, which definitely set me back in terms of like where I would be at right now in my career. Like I said, I've done internships, went to Hawaii for school for turf, worked at top 100 clubs up here in Mass, worked for some nice superintendents. So I left Walpole in 2017. My dad owned a tire company in town, so I worked for my father's business. Long story short, knew I wasn't going to do that, and I ended up getting back out here in Green Harbor, and I've been the second superintendent / assistant for 3 years now or so. And man, I'm pedal to the metal, man. I wanna get this property dialed back in, and who knows, if I take Manny's place, I take Manny's place. I haven't really thought much out, thought that far out. But it's definitely not something I'd be opposed to. We got a lot going on here on property. We got a new maintenance barn on the horizon. The site finally got cleared from the town of Marshfield for permitting. So yeah, we're gonna have a new shop soon. We just got some new rigs. So I finally got a new cart, got some carryalls, got a 300, got two 502s. So we're facing in the right direction here. So there's nothing really for me to want to leave to right now, which I hate to say it, dude. We're trying to figure out where we want to go, and it's exciting, man.
Yeah, well, hey, nothing to hate. Like if that's what you love, if that's what you're enjoying, there's nothing wrong with it at all. Like you gotta love where you are
Absolutely.
and enjoy where your feet are standing at the time. So, good
Yep.
on you, man. How about you, Richard? You've been in the industry a little bit shorter of a time, and you're kind of working your way up. I know you talked about earlier trying to become a better agronomist and that kind of thing. So, do you sort of have, your sights set on a superintendent job one day?
I mean, if something came down the line, I'm always would entertain it, but to beat Woods Hole is tough to beat. I mean,
You got a good super there.
yeah, no, I mean, superintendents Ryan Walsh, I've got Frank Carpenito and Pat Smith as my first assistants, and we've got a great group of dudes. The whole team are just so knowledgeable and helpful and like willing to do different jobs and hustle and do 3 and 4 things in a day that like putting a top 100 in front of me might not would not beat it. Like I'm pretty much Woods Hole versus the world at this point. And honestly, like the area itself, Falmouth and the lower kit, like the little town that we're in is just so cool. It's like I have to think about stuff like that too. This whole
Man,
it's like they call it the third island because like there's a lot of shopping and right where our course is right next to the ferry that goes to Martha's Vineyard. So it's just an unbeatable area. Like people pay a lot of money to golf and come visit where I go every day with two coffees and earbuds. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
at the end of the day, I feel like I'm making out. They let me play sometimes. That's wild.
That's so true.
Yep.
Like, because at the end of the day, I have no business being out there as a golfer. No business being out there. But they're like, Rich, you want to get out there for 18? Absolutely. Are you kidding? I'm going to lose 15 balls. But
Oh
that's
man,
all
that's
part of it.
awesome.
Like,
Hmm.
it's all about grinding and getting better and just enjoying the game. And that's what our course does. Like, it it's an overused word, but like the vibe is different here. Like everybody's just awesome. Like that there's no jerks.
Yeah.
That every course there's one or two guys that will always point out the ball mark, but they'll never be the ones that fix it themselves. Like I feel like everybody is dialed in and all, rowing in the same direction, wanting to make the club like as good as it can be. And even though it is on like a little bit of the smaller side by comparison, another overused word, F around and find out. Like, go ahead, put yourself in a bad spot out here. Just think we're short. You're gonna feel it. Like we are a competitive, hard, challenging, exciting, fun course. Even if at the tips you're considering us short. You know, the views are unmatchable. The team is unmatchable. Like it's just a great spot.
Right on. Well, we have to be somewhere we check out at some point. It'd be cool to come down there and see you guys.
Hey, a little Cape tour would not be terrible.
That'd be good. I haven't been down that far since I was playing hockey in Providence. We used to go down to Newport and a few of those areas, and I don't. We never actually made it as far down as Cape Cod, but
Well, sure we could work that out. Got to make sure you come in the fall though. Got to do the leafing.
oh yeah, absolutely. That's the time. We don't want to be there in the summer when it's absolutely crazy down there too, right?
I got a guest quarter crash at anytime you're up there.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I should say, yeah, you're up north of the border there, eh?
Yeah, right now. Yeah, I know our countries aren't getting along very well, but hopefully it's not a long-term thing.
Bring some Timmies down when you come, all right?
Oh, absolutely. So, guys, let's get into social media a little bit because both of you are big into the Instagram, and I'm sure you are on other platforms as well. Talk to us a little bit about what you guys both do on Instagram or on social media and kind of how it's helped you in this industry.
I'll take this one first, I guess. I've gone through like 4 pages, unfortunately, dude. I had one bigger page when I first started out on Instagram. But anyway, to answer your question, really all I use it for, dude, is to show a little bit of the behind the scenes like agronomic practices and like just explain like what's going on, what the problem areas are. Like obviously I got an interseeded green behind me and people have been asking, oh, what's going on with that green? What's it dead? I'm like, well, we lost it because of ice over the winter. And, we're, like I said, we're a hodgepodge of grasses. So I just like to explain that and, obviously give Piglet her limelight. But behind the scenes, dude, of like, what's what, why I'm doing this, why I'm watering this. And that in turn, my club, so Green Harbor's Instagram, they like just restory all my stuff. And, there's a big following that they have. So it's a good way to connect with like the little on-site community that you have. That's your golf course. So that's really what I use it for. And another example would be, dude, I'm talking to the biggest turf pod like in the world right now, dude. And that's only because of my Instagram.
Yep, 100%.
Like,
100%.
yo, bro, this is like, yo, bro, I feel like I made it now. Talking to Adam on turf today, dude. Like, I
Yeah,
feel
the
like,
jacket's in the mail, brother.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, this is the
Like,
pinch
that's
me
what I use
moment.
it for, dude, is to just like chop it up, connect with the boys and just network, bro. Like, just networking's huge in this industry, man. Whether it's, you know, talking to chemical reps, talking to seed reps, talking to equipment reps, talking to, you know, just dudes who can get you a favor, bro. Like, yo, I'm gonna go play this loop, dude. It's a top 100 track. Bro, Instagram's crazy. Instagram can get you somewhere, dude. If you wanna, like I said earlier, dude, squeaky wheel don't get grease, man. The worst thing you're gonna get, dude, is a no response or a no.
Yeah,
And
that's it.
dude, it's probably not gonna be one of those. It's probably gonna be a, oh yeah, yo, what do you need, man? Come on by. Like, dude, I got a laundry list of names, dude. I could shout out on Instagram, dude. The greenskeepers at Marshfield, Ben Bouchard, who won your Toro head cover. He's over at Blue Hills in Canton. The greenskeeper down at Paul Harney, Richie, TTKE at Woods Hole. Who else? Walpole Country Club grounds. Dude, you name it, bro. I've connected with these people in my region just because of Instagram. Bro, Instagram for turf they go hand in hand, in my opinion.
That's really cool to hear. And I can't tell you the amount of people we've had on the show where I am getting ready to interview them and I'm not freaking out, but you're really nervous. Like for myself, I'm just a regular guy and we're interviewing some major superintendents and big names in this industry. And we get off the call. This happens every time we get off the call. I look at Brian and go, "Oh, so he's just a regular guy." Like this industry is just full of just normal, good, hardworking men and women who just all have the same attitudes, have all just want the same thing. Whether you're, like I said earlier, whether you're working at a course that charges $30 or $130, it's all the same type of people. Like you literally can't make it in this industry. You cannot make it in this industry if you do not work hard enough, you do not have the passion, and you do not connect with people to be able to work your network and grow and learn. So Instagram has been amazing for our industry. I feel like it's a little behind compared to some other things. There's some companies and some people that still aren't on there or have taken a while to get on there, but it is really helping grow our game and our industry.
And the higher you go in our industry, the more it becomes about that networking and talking and that ability to talk in like a Zoom or talk in person, large crowds. It's all about that connection. It's much less about the grass at a certain point and more about those interactions. So Instagram is just it's the only thing I have, to be perfectly honest. No Facebook, no X, no nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just the Instagram. And I feel like for me personally, that's like enough. I know that there's people that are on everything and I'm not greedy, man. I've got my lane. Like I do similar to Mike. My page is Through the Keeper's Eye. There's underscores between the words because I grew up as an emo kid. But
that's awesome.
I started the name on Instagram back while I was still at River in Jersey, and I thought it was going to be a photography page of just like cool shots, cool setups that I've got, you know, sunrise every day. Come on, you know, but it really kind of sat there for a little while until the construction project. And then it was like, all right, well, we've got 2 months to go. We've got all this footage and stuff of us working. Maybe it would be a good thing to put it out there. And I can remember we were on the hillside of one green doing fine fescue. So we're like uphill, hammering sod nails in, everything. It's cold as hell. And we were talking about our boy Dan, greenskeeper, and how he posts and everything like that. And I can't remember who it was, but somebody was like, oh, one of us should do that. And I was like, F it, I'll do it. I've got the Instagram tag already. Like, let's go. So I threw one out just to see what would happen. 1 led to 2, 2 to 5. I got to be over 200 posts at this point. But it's all shot of us doing the things that we do on our daily basis that you might not see. Things like aerification, things like verticutting, like running the Wiedenman to pick up large scale debris, Like we just had a wild storm where our course took 6.5 inches of rain. We took 2 inches of rain in 30 minutes. So obviously, no matter what drainage you put in, no course is built for that. So the washouts and what we had to go through to put the course back together, we didn't have carts, but we had play next day. I
There
mean,
you go.
lot of interesting water features on a course that has zero water
Yeah.
features. But like to see and to show
Better go
that
pull up
and
some
like
union meat right now. Look at these guys doing a whole lot of nothing. You guys are on a podcast right now. Wave hi. Wave hi to the boys. Those are my rangers, dude. The union meeting up there.
Oh yeah, exactly. Hanging
Doing
out,
doing
getting
a
paid
whole
to
lot
sit
of-
around.
A lot of nothing out here. It looks like.
That's amazing. But yeah, the page is all different things that we're doing. And one of the things that I'm big into music. I have a very eclectic and wide taste in musical varieties. So like I know some people in this industry are listening to top 40 and stuff like that. And that's cool. I listen to it too, but I know a lot of people are not. So I try to use songs that I'm hearing during my day to day as the music that I use for my reels to kind of maybe expand other people's horizons or have them be like, oh man, I haven't thought of that band in X amount of years. Like I grew up listening to like all the new metal stuff, but I had parents that had a record collection that was this big, you know, like I lived in New Orleans for 3 years. I know way more New Orleans bounce music and hip hop than I should.
Then you should. Yeah, exactly.
You know, like I moved down to New Orleans right before my sophomore year, just south of New Orleans, a town called Marrero.
Hmm.
It was August of 1999. Juveniles Back That Ass Up dropped in June of 1999.
Fucking track,
It was
man.
the best time to be in that area.
Oh man, Bourbon Street and all the
Back to
fun.
Scott.
Just the culture and the music and everything like that, it had an influence on me to stretch out my horizons. So, you know, listening to a lot of jazz and stuff like that, using just different music and different things to help accentuate what I'm doing out there on the day to day as we get Majestic Piglet running away.
Yeah, just wheeling. No, I was gonna say, Richard, you do a great job with your videos, your page, and that is something I've noticed about you is you do move the music around, which is really cool because and not everybody listens to everything. And I met my wife in Louisiana. I was always a huge, huge rap guy. That's all I listened to. And after living in Louisiana, I become a country fan and a jazz fan, and just, I've expanded my horizons with music so much. So it's so cool to hear that you kind of, you went through a little bit of that too, because that culture down there is all music, beer, and food, right? So that's all they do.
Oh, 100%. I left out of there playing bass and going to culinary school. Like,
Yeah, there you exactly.
you
There
know,
you go.
like,
That's what happens. I don't want to keep you guys too much longer here. Just two quick things I wanted to get into. We'll start with you, Richard, because Mike left. Best or funniest story of something that's happened while you've been on the course.
there's been a lot of laughs with the crew. I mean, we're a very good, close knit group of dudes that will roast each other.
Nice.
So like there's been a lot of laughs and a lot of camaraderie and stuff like that, but like I can't really necessarily think of something that's like over the top, but if you do want to get a laugh, like I shoot in the 140s. Like there's your joke.
Oh man, that's so funny.
You
It's
know, like
it's great to be on a crew too where you can give it and get it and just kind of, roll through
right.
your day.
I tell the crew and crews that I've worked for in kitchens all the time, like we're with each other as much, if not more, than we're with our actual loved ones.
It's a good point.
You know, we've got to learn to fight. We've got to learn to have fun. We've got to learn to get whatever the objective is done. You know, like as long as we can do those things, everything's copacetic. We can
Mhm.
work with everything else. Like, but having that good sense of humor and good like ability to give jabs, to know when it'll be like, oh, let's get a laugh, or give jabs like, oh, let's get a laugh, but it'll make somebody work a little bit harder. Like, knowing that fine line and when to tiptoe and when to do it, it takes time and effort. I mean, you will fail, but it happens.
It happens,
yeah, I would say that's probably the funniest thing is my scores.
So what about you, Mike? We're asking funniest moment you've seen on the golf course.
Dude, so not to like shame like people beginning golfing, right? But this was about this time last season out here. I watched the guy actually, no, it wasn't on 5, sorry. I watched somebody tee off on 7. It went straight up in the air and hit them in the head.
No way.
Dead, dude.
Looking for the ball, I can't find
he's
it.
like looking, like wondering where his ball went. Boop, right to the noggin.
Holy crap.
And dude,
That's incredible. Driver.
When I say I literally apologized to him afterwards because I burst out laughing. I like couldn't help it, dude. I've never seen anything like that, dude. He hit it, topped it. He's looking straight out like he's like wondering where it is, and then boink.
Oh my God. That's
the
incredible.
Rare driver lob wedge.
That's incredible, man. Yeah, because golfers are bad sometimes. You see some crazy stuff out there. And of course they just turn and look at you right away. Like, yeah, I was involved in that. Like
so that's probably my favorite spectating memory. And then I got one memory playing down in Myrtle, dude, during college, right? We used to play at the time it was Quail Creek. Now it's called the Hackler course. It's like Coastal Carolina's campus course. And my boy laces a driver off the deck, hits a tree branch, dude, and comes dead straight back to us, and he bare hands it and catches it and tees it back up. So either one of those, I'm not really sure which one is more skill set and one is more luck, like a blooper. But dude, when my buddy caught that and teed it back up, I was like, whoa. That was some nice reflexes, dude.
Yeah, nobody saw it.
So it's probably going to be one of those. Yeah, he ain't doing that again. Nah, that is not happening again.
Yeah. I'll start with you, Richard. Just anything you want to talk about, any messages you have for our community or for the industry. Like I said earlier, this is your guys' episode. So anything you want to talk about.
All right, cool. Well, for the Turf Today community in general, it's been cool interacting with you guys. Like, it's definitely taken my page places that I haven't thought or never thought that it really could be. Like, I was excited when I hit 200 followers, and now I'm at like 1,550. So, I mean, the number's going up every day, which is wild to think for a kid who wasn't that cool in high school. Like, to show what I do on a daily basis at a place that's bananas when you think about it. It's awesome. It's enjoyable. It's stimulating. It's everything that I didn't think social media could be, because it's so toxic and vengeful, and obviously just look around. Like, it's a small respite and like that shining little glimmer of the good that all the social media stuff can do, because I can make dumb reels of running a Sand Pro while playing Slayer, and I've made friends by it. Like, I played golf with Mike and all the boys, and like when we had the contest for all the lawn gear, like SB and I talk every day now.
No way.
And like there's dudes that I see posted all the time that we send memes. Like, I don't send friends and family in my extended realm memes. Like it's wild to see the spaces that it's gotten me to, and the reach and the read. Like, I never thought I would have, not a following, but like just looking at the breakdown on Instagram, like I've got way more followers in Australia than I should for having never stepped foot on the continent. Just to show off the course, because like not everybody's making it to Cape Cod. not everybody's making it to the States. Like, to show off my little corner of the world and to show how
Hmm.
sick it is, I would do this all again in a heartbeat, and just continue to make little reels and enjoy new music. Like, that's another thing. I try more often than not to use like newer bands or up and coming or people that I like come across. Like, there's just bands that deserve it, you know? Like, I way back in the day being on like street teams for bands and stuff like that. Like, I've still got that little bit of passion in there for the scene. So to give the shine to other bands that people might not see, I still love to do it. Because at the end of the day, it's giving me another thing to listen to while I'm out there putting down lasers. A lot of the music might be loud and screamy and stuff like that. I get that, and that's not everybody's cup of tea. I totally respect that. My wife is a Deadhead. I never appreciated the Grateful Dead until I met her, and now I've got a Grateful Dead tattoo.
There
Like,
you go. Nice.
so you know what I mean? Like, you've got to learn it, you've got to think it, see what I'm putting on that reel. Maybe it's the lyric, maybe it's the complexity. Because a lot of the times when I'm listening to stuff like that, I'm listening to the complexities of it to keep me focused on being that dialed in on that straight cleanup line between the approach and the fairway. You know, like, I lose myself in that, and the job that I'm doing becomes my focus, but it's secondary. You know, it's like second nature. I won't veer off or touch the wheel because I'm thinking about it. Because I'm like, oh man, that's a double bass. Wow. You know, like, but honestly, that's what it is, and that could be the spark. Like, oh man, that's a good lyric. Let me break the tripod out today. See if I can get something cool. See if I can throw something to it.
Mhm.
That's really all it is. Like, it's not. It's chicken soup. It's not hard. But if you give the same five ingredients to me, Mike, and 100 other creators, you're going to get 100 different chicken soups when it comes to turf, you know?
Mhm.
So that's the cool thing about it, is everybody's at a different course. Everybody's at a different space in the game or space in their course's time. And to see everybody just out there grinding and doing the same thing and wanting to show the game and show what we do and show all the hard work, and not just in, oh well, we finished the round, click picture, you know, like really getting out there and showing the nitty gritty, like the sparks coming off the reels. That's that's where it's all made, so that's what you got to show everybody. So that's what I try to do anyway. So in my long ramble, listen to heavy music, and learn the lyrics, appreciate hip hop, listen to storytellers. It's for the people. Um, don't be a jerk. Love what you do, and play more golf.
Boom. That was really well said,
Hmm.
Richard. How about you, Mike? I
All
know
right,
it's
all
tough to
right, all
follow,
right.
but
Yeah, I'll keep it a little shorter than that. But nah, man, I just want to thank you and Brian, man, for putting on, the superintendent just network and this whole like community you guys have started, dude. So first off, thank you for bringing me and Richie on. And second thing I wanted to say is I mentioned it, when we were previously talking when I was out on five, like, dude, at one point in time, I thought I was shunned from the industry when I left, a superintendent that I left. Like, I was in a bad point in my life personally, and like I was battling some inner demons myself. So, dude, if you're in a bad spot, dude, like, reach out, dude. Like, anybody on Instagram, bro, reach out to me, dude. I got, if
100%.
you anything, bro. Like, the most people want to help, dude. And like, just network, and you can get past whatever you think you can't get past. And just know there's more people out here who want to try to help you than there isn't. And I'm a living example of that, dude. Like, I left the turf industry in 2017 from being in the turf industry from Horry, Georgetown, and I've been somewhat in the turf industry for, I'm 33 now. I've been in the industry for like 18 years. Dude, people will rekindle relationships with you if you're honest about where you're at in your life, dude. And I was honest, and I had issues, and I got them resolved, and I amended the bridges that I burned, and just to reach out if you got issues, and people are willing to help, and you can get past whatever you're dealing with, dude. So I just wanted to say that on a personal note, and bro, it's that turf life, baby. We're all in this together, man. Let's
Mhm.
swing smooth, and that's it, boy. That's it. Let's just keep on keeping on. Um, listen to your mentor, and have fun with the crew. And at the end of the day, man, you're out on a golf course day to day, working a job that people out there paying to play a sport on the place that you work every day. So, man, we're living.
Yeah, really well said.
That's all I
I
got.
think I think both of you guys have a lot to be proud of. You know, Richard leaving, becoming, leaving being a chef where you're the leader and having to, start in a new industry. And Mike, having to step away, work on yourself and come back. You guys, like, I'm proud of both of you, and I think you both should be very proud of yourselves. And what if you never leave the positions you're in, it sounds like you're both going to be very happy with what you do. So we really
Oh,
appreciate you guys
100%.
coming on. There's a lot of good stuff in here. People love this show not just to hear from the biggest, most heavy paid superintendents, but they want to hear from everybody. And you guys are great examples of two hardworking guys who love what they do, who want to keep continuing on and want to keep helping others. So from us to you guys, thank you so much. And if something comes up between now and Tuesday, let me know. This is episode number 99, boys. Very, very excited to have you on for
Wow.
this one. Very
Let's
excited.
go. 99.
Well, thank you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of your weekends. And yeah, this will be out Tuesday.
Hey,
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
one quick thing, Adam. Go Oilers, man. Is it go Oilers, or what's going on?
Absolutely, brother. Yeah,
Yeah.
McDavid, we got to bring it home.
All right.
Thanks,
Thanks so
guys.
much.
Okay, take
Peace,
care, boys.
boys.
Great job.
Have a good one.
We are back with PhD agronomist Ben Pease from the Andersons. Our question today comes in from our friend Andy Grow. Are earthworms a pro or a con in your opinion?
Yeah, this is a good topic, and it can really divide a table quickly. So, earthworms, pros and cons. I think the pros are that they really do help with soil tilth, help with soil health. They process organic matter and provide soil aeration. So, when they're processing soil organic matter, they're helping release nutrients. So there's some good aspects to them. Now, depending on your location, where are these earthworms in the rough? Are they in a home lawn? Are they on a tee green or fairway? So if they're on a tee green or fairway, we've got a list of cons that come along with earthworms. So thinking of reel mowers, their castings can really quickly gum up the rollers on your fairway units, the rollers on your tee units or greens units, and then your height of cut is off, and agronomically the green or the tee or fairway is a mess. We're not getting the right height of cut. We're not getting a clean cut. So a lot of the cons are just related to the casts and what they do to our equipment and ball roll. So playability. If it's not a mowing day, you're still going to interact with some castings with ball roll on a green tee or fairway, or not tee. Sorry, you might step on a bunch of castings. So there's playability issues with earthworms, and there's machine issues, and those machine issues then lead to agronomic issues that lead back to playability issues. So there's a circular thing on the con side. There's a circular thing on the pros side. So um, that's a real head scratcher. Pros versus con. Everyone's going to come up on one side of the line or the other, but that's kind of where we sit with earthworms in the golf world, at least.
Yeah, that is interesting. So, if I'm working at a golf course and I want the benefits of the earthworm under the green or under the turf, but I don't want the mess on top, is there some sort of workaround?
So if you've gotten rid of the earthworms to, ease your playability concerns and your um, equipment concerns, then yeah, you do have to think about, well, what are we going to replace the benefits of these earthworms because we've gotten rid of them somehow, and that's mostly the soil aeration, the organic matter management and nutrient release. So then you got to think more into your fertility program and your cultural management program. Let's use some fertilizers that maybe have some humic component to them. You have to think about maybe some micronutrient applications and think a little more about how we're going to aerate and manage organic matter in the absence of earthworms. So make some adjustments to our fertility program to add in humics or other soil amendments, and then make sure we are still keeping on top of our organic matter through cultural management.
Have you seen any good products that help control earthworm castings?
The best products to eliminate earthworm castings are tea seed meal fertilizers. So there's a few out on the market. We've got one called Castaway. It's a 100 natural organic fertilizer. Just a small amount of nitrogen, but it all is made from tea seed meal, and tea seed meal seems to irritate earthworms. They don't like what's in tea seed meal, so they kind of vacate the area, and we no longer have as numerous of casting issues once you apply a tea seed meal product. So that's an option. There's other control products out there that I think people use, but we don't have any of those. Cultural management, if you go back in the day in the history books, they used to just shovel them off of the greens every day.
Oh, wow.
So way back in, when golf was just beginning, they would have to shovel off earthworms or shovel off their castings. So I mean that's still an option, but we do have some other treatments that are coming available to turfgrass managers in our modern area.
Beautiful. Well, we have used Castaway at a couple of the golf courses I've worked at, and it's always worked for us. So definitely something, if you're out there and you're dealing with it, reach out to the Andersons or visit their website and try Castaway. Thanks a lot for this, Ben. This wraps up another Ask the Agronomist segment featuring Dr. Ben Pease, presented by the Andersons.